Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast, here to tell you guys about Canadips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canadips CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BellyUp20 at CanadipsCBD.com. Once again, BellyUp20 at CanadipsCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canadips for being a great partner of BellyUpSports. The Europa League, Atalanta beat Marseille 4-1. First leg was a 1-1 draw, and then Atalanta just opened up the checkbook and just started banging goals in a 3-0 victory.
Yeah.
So Atalanta, Italian team, was before the return of AC Milan and Inter Milan. Atalanta was kind of the team where everybody's like, "Wow, is this the new team to compete with Juventus?" They kind of quiet down. I think they lost a lot of key players from that team. Obviously, Duván Zapata and Muriel is the 2-1 people that you really think of as far. But overall, just a well casted group of players at that time. But Marseille, I don't know what the hell they were on quite a run. I thought that there was no way anybody was going to beat them, especially because it seems like they were all focused on this because, I would say Ligue 1 was not the best for the teams that start with Olympic this year. But, I mean, obviously they're still in a good position where they are at. But, Atalanta handled their business. They beat Liverpool. They eliminated Liverpool. So, I mean, I'm sure they're still pretty high on that feeling right now. So Atalanta, moving on.
Yeah, bro. I actually, not that people talk about it with Atalanta, right? But like, I think Gasparini's men, one, they have some absolute ballers on that side, but two, I think he's just kind of this manager that's known for doing a lot with a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, Lookman, great player. De Ketelaere, great player. I mean, Gianluca Scamacca was a big signing for West Ham like 3 seasons ago or whatever it was, right? And then didn't really work out, came back to Italy. Zappacosta and all these other players, like they have some known Serie A high quality talent on that team. But I feel like regardless of who cycles in and who cycles out, like at least recently, I think Gasparini does a lot with a little bit. And I think that now he's in his mid-60s, bro. It'd be great to see, I don't know, see him get the Ranieri treatment a little bit and get a shot outside of the Serie A. I think it'd also be great to see him end up somewhere like the Prem where it can almost validate a lot of the work that he's done in the Serie A up to this point, getting into a much more visible league, not better, but just more visible. I don't know, man. I think there's not a lot of people talking about that, bro. He's doing a lot over there. So there's a lot that even Serie A teams can learn from what Atalanta's trying to kind of piece together year over year, despite constantly cycling talent. So look, man, I feel for my boy Alba. Arsenal product, saved Barca once upon a time for like a year, right? So like there's a lot of love I have for that guy. But outside of that, I mean, I always kind of felt like if Marseille didn't pull off a pretty decent sized result at the Velodrome, that Atalanta was going to find a way to just completely not wax them like they did 4-1 aggregate, but definitely have a clinical like 2-0 win at home. It ended up being 3-0, right? So the better team is moving on for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Atalanta, very tough-minded team as well.
Yeah.
And that just goes back to the managing. Speaking of solid managing, Bayer Leverkusen beats Roma 4-2.
Wild.
First leg was a 2-0 victory. It looked, man, Bayer Leverkusen, man, they do this crazy thing where it looks like it might happen. They might get their first L of the season. And then in stoppage time, that's when the miracle comes in. And once it's a good collective group of players. I'm not taking any credit away from them, but once again, I think the huge upgrade from that in general was Xabi Alonso. I mean, this team was literally on the cusp of being in a relegation battle before Xabi Alonso took over and put them in this Europa League spot. I know a lot of people are saying, man, that this team should be in the Champions League, but you only make it to Champions League if you do well, the year before.
Exactly.
So I mean, I get it. Do I think that this Bayer Leverkusen team can have the similar results that they had right now in the Champions League? I feel like it's fair to say that we could see. It depends who they match up with.
It depends.
I
It
think that's
really
the big
does.
question mark. So I mean,
Yeah.
if Denver's the Man City, I think we might have a different discussion. Or
But even but
Real Madrid and the referees.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, there's that difference too. But even look at like okay, look, I don't know how Leverkusen lined up against Dortmund a ton this season. But even look at like teams that made it to the knockouts, right? That proved to be difficult in Champions League every season, no matter what. Inter Milan, difficult, right? Atletico Madrid, difficult, right? Going to the Wanda and trying to net out some kind of a result there. I think he would have had this season been in Champions League and not Europa League, which is there's not a major knock there, but again, it's just different. I think he would have lost. There just would have been somewhere that he dropped a game, fine. But we still would have all been forgiving about it, and we would have all still been in awe of what he's doing in the Bundesliga, like 100%. If he would have came to the Champions League, got knocked out in the knockout rounds, and anywhere in there, round of 16, quarters, whatever, but then went on to stay undefeated and be the first Bundesliga team to do that, yeah, bro, there's still a ton of plaudits that go Xabi Alonso's way. I mean, he's very deserving of them. That's 100%.
yeah, and then on the other side, Roma, they were kind of like at 10th place, I think, before they sacked Jose Mourinho finally.
Yeah.
They bring in a Roma legend to stay the course in De Rossi, and I mean, this team is just flying in all cylinders. Look, I say this as someone that has had to deal with Jose Mourinho. It's a love-hate relationship, but eventually you're gonna hate the man. It's a never-ending cycle. He's just I don't know what is it about him, but it's just like he is the hype. I mean, that's literally what it is about Jose Mourinho. Um, I know Roma was excited about him being there. I mean, we got the amazing video of that really awkward engagement that had him deal with. I mean, there's like content on content. The tattoo. I'm gonna always remind people about the tattoo. But
He's a winner, bro. He's a winner. Like at
you
the end of the
know,
day, like
his book collection of I Am Jose Mourinho. It's just everything the man does. It's just like he's just an enigma. I don't even think I can even say anything else about him. But
yeah.
you're gonna hate him. You're eventually gonna hate him. If you've ever had to deal with Jose Mourinho, I don't think that you've ever had to put up with Jose yourself, Jose.
No. In fact, I mean, I honestly, I'm surprised. Actually, I would say with Madrid, you guys didn't even have to like build up to it. You probably started hating him pretty quickly just because of how the whole tenure went and started, and the rivalry between him and Pep, and how that kind of formed. I don't know, man. The minute a manager pokes somebody else in the eye, I'm probably like, listen, bro, this is. I don't know. Enigma's not even a strong enough word. It's like Mourinho, what the fuck are you doing, bro? There's a lot of those moments though that you can pick from. So no, I've never had to deal with them, thank God. But with that said, there's some fan bases like Chelsea fan base probably who absolutely adore him. So it's just it's love hate. There's probably no middle ground.
Yeah, either you love him or hate him, or eventually you'll grow to hate him.
Exactly,
So,
exactly. But bro, Roma. I mean, they had this, bro. They had this. Like, I mean, to an extent, it was two PKs in the second leg and like whatever. But like, and with the own goal that went in to kind of kick things off, and then so deep into stoppage time when you let them equalize and like take everything over, it was just not that I was cheering for Leverkusen to lose, but I thought it would happen. So, but by now, I just really thought it was like what you mentioned before, right? You know, when we thought they were down and out, every one of us thought that. I was already kind of talking shit a little bit in the group chats. Like I was just like, damn, this is it. They're gonna lose to Roma. That'll be that. And they find a way again. I don't know, man. Now I think it's just gonna happen. Now I think this is gonna be his audition for Real Madrid through and through.
yeah, and the final for this one is May 22nd. What are we doing, UEFA? How is the Europa Conference League final being played
After
after the Europa League final?
they said, "Fuck it, bro." Oh, I think it's because the Pokal. I think that's what it is. They're
It's always
scheduling
been like
for.
this.
Has it
Like,
always been this order?
yeah, since
Oh,
I mean, it's only been 3 years, but I mean, like since the Europa Conference League started, for some
that's
weird
so
reason,
fucking weird.
it's bizarre, man. Like, I'm like, why is this? I mean, I'm sure I think it's if it wasn't for Europa Conference League, this will still be played on May 22nd. We wouldn't say anything because there's no other tournament else going on. There's not
That's so weird,
a
bro.
third tier tournament now. So yeah, it's bizarre. I think it's also on a Wednesday. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. So this in this thing that means, by the way, if there's anyone out there still hoping for Leverkusen to actually drop a game somewhere, this is probably their best chance for it to happen. High stakes, but there's also a game every 3 to 4 days. So they have a game Saturday the 18th. Can't remember who it's against. Augsburg or somebody. And then they have the Europa League final Wednesday. And then that following Saturday, DF the Pokal, the cup final. So I mean, bro, back to back to back, they have to figure it out within a span of a week, and that's kind of shitty, man. To be honest, I don't know why you wouldn't spread those out at least a little bit more just to get the highest quality of play available. But who am I to question away from?